What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Quicksand tapping in for episode 19 of Mindset Monday, and today we're going to talk about not giving up even when it feels as if you can't do anything right. But before we get into this video, the one thing that I do ask of you is that if you find any type of value in the context of this video, that you share with someone who you know can benefit from this type of content. I drop a mindset video every Monday, so subscribe and stay tuned. Tap in. There are always going to be times in our life where you feel like giving up and you feel like you're not capable of controlling a situation. And I was in that same exact situation back in 2014. So 2014 was my first semester and first year of college at Cal State Long Beach. I went to Cabrillo High School and I got good grades in high school. It was relatively easy for me to get good grades, because I showed up to class, I did the homework, I studied the study guides, and it was all really just given to us, and I feel like it was just straightforward, the type of work that we did in high school. Now, the problem that I had with college was I was treating it as if it was like high school. And in high school, we didn't have to read the textbook. I didn't personally read the textbook, and the notes were given to us, right? And so in college, it was eye-opening to know that I had 6 classes where in each of these classes there was required readings. Every single one of them. We had to buy the textbook, and the professors are different. Some of them only go by the textbook, and then some of them have their notes on a PowerPoint, slide. The thing that I was having trouble with was keeping up with the readings because I'm not a reader. I'm more of an auditory learner. So if a teacher is up in front of me teaching a lesson, I'm able to learn it a lot better and, grasp the concepts. Reading is not going to be something that I'm going to be able to learn from. So that was a challenge for me. On top of that is note taking. So they had their PowerPoints up and, I was taking notes handwritten, and I was just too slow on the notes, so the professors are up there giving their lessons, and they're blowing by, the PowerPoint's quick, and I'm just missing a lot of slides, and it gets to the point where it feels overwhelming, and it feels like it's just too much going on. And I got to the point where I wasn't even taking notes thoroughly as I should have been. And I just kept continuing to do it, the bare minimum in college. And it got to the point where it was, I believe, a month in. So a month in, we were getting ready for midterms. And, this was a time where you have to have at least a test in every one of these classes. So 6 classes are going to be 6 tests, 5 to 6 tests. And each one of them requires you to know the concepts of each of these chapters. And, I was in a position where I was far behind on the readings, far behind on the note-taking, and I was trying to do the bare minimum, in which I did in high school. And it put me in a position where I was so far behind that when we took the quizzes, because you take quizzes every 2 weeks or every week in college, that I wasn't passing the quizzes, right? I was doing bad. I'm like, wow, why is this happening? Like, I had to really sit down and think, what can I do on my end to do better? And with midterms about like a week away at this point, 2 weeks, I knew I had to do something. And it got to the point where I wanted to quit because it was so frustrating, because I felt as if I was going to be a failure for the first time. I didn't really experience that in high school with failing a class or like getting a C or D or anything like that. I was always, doing what I needed to do. And I was emotional, like I was an emotional mess, if you can say that, right? And I was scared. I was scared of, not being successful and being looked at from, my peers and my family as like, wow, like you've always been great at this, like what's happening, right? And before I thought about quitting, I got fed up and I'm like, I need to talk to somebody about this. And so I spoke with my parents. I went into the living room, and I had a conversation with them, telling them I'm frustrated right now and I feel like quitting college, right? And to a surprise to them, they were just in shock, but they asked me, what's going on? Like, what's the situation like? And I told them I hadn't been studying. I have midterms coming up, and you know, in high school there's not really midterms like that. It's like every few months you have a test, but this is just like the first month you're ready for tests in all 6 classes, and you have to be ready because in college it's up to you to prepare and up to you because we're adults now. It's not going to be given to you. The study guides are not going to be, a study guide where it's all written out. You just got to memorize it. No, this is you as a college student, as an adult, having taken notes and reading the textbook and being responsible for understanding the concepts. And I spoke with my parents about it, and they were like, well, you're definitely not going to quit. You can't quit. There's no quit in you. You have to figure out a way to get yourself out of this hole. So what can you do? My answer was I had to read the textbook, and I had to go over all the PowerPoints that they posted online. From there, I made a decision. I had that conversation. I felt a lot better because now I know that they're in on where my mindset is. And from that point on, I did 2 weeks straight in every single one of these classes of thoroughly reading each chapter and understanding the concepts. I had math class, I had a Greek history, I had a communications class where you had to give speeches, you had to write out the speeches and the prompts, so that took a lot of time. What else? I had a bunch of classes, right? And it was stressful, but I did what I could, and what I did was enough for me to be able to pass these midterms with A's and B's, right? The lowest grade I got was a B. So if I had all 6, I had 5 A's and 1 B. So 5 A's and 1 B. Considering, that I crammed it all in 2 weeks, I was still able to persevere and get over the hump. And it really came down to me making a decision of telling my parents what kind of situation I'm in, and letting them in on, having them try to help them guide me through this situation and tell me what I need to be doing and put me on the right path. That was and it helped me a lot. Because when you feel like you're alone, it's a stressful situation. But I let them in on it, and now I know, okay, I need to do this for them, I need to do this for myself, and I know that I can't give up and I can't quit, right? So they held me accountable in that sense. And the 2, I just did it. I read everything I needed to read. I asked extra questions to the professors and to my peers on how, to understand the concepts better, right? And, it put me in a position where my back was against the wall, and it was either fight or flight, right? And I was willing to fight metaphorically, for my grades and for my pride. And it was a moment where I felt relieved after, knowing that I put in all this work and knowing that I don't want to be in this position again. So from that point forward, I never fell behind on my readings. I was always on top of asking questions. I was always letting my family in on and my friends in on how I'm feeling, and not holding in and bottling my emotions. And it helped me to be less stressed, and it helped me to have my head straight. And it ended up being well. And from that point on, college felt like a breeze because I was ahead of the game. I understood how to take notes after a while. YouTube helped me a lot with that. Looking up how to take notes, note taking, understanding concepts of what professors teach, and just doing little hacks and all that stuff, right? All that stuff goes a long way. But when you wait the last minute and you try to do it all in one bit, it's going to make you frustrated and stressed. So this is just my situation. And if you ever felt like you're alone, or you felt like you're distressed, let people in on where your head is, so that way you can get guided into the right path. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's all I got for this video. Do not give up, no matter what the circumstances are, and you will persevere, and you will be great, and you will find exactly who you are as a person. And that's exactly what happened to me. Now I'm sharing this story with you. So I hope this helped you. I appreciate you all. And I do sincerely apologize for these crickets that are up on the roof. They are loud. and I can't do anything about it, so it's going to be music to my ears, and hopefully it doesn't ruin this video. I do appreciate you all. Thank you for watching this video. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Put on the bell so you do not miss another video. I drop a mindset video every Monday, so stay tuned and tap out.